Hello, I'm Langston and I'm back on my channel, Gymlandia. Today I'm going to be talking about the biggest robberies in gymnastics, in my opinion. And before I even get started, we broke 1,000 subscribers on my channel. I did this in what, 4, maybe pushing 5 months? Like, I've barely been on here. And the fact that I've amassed that many subscribers from all around the world, it really speaks a lot. I came on here because I was tired of seeing people think they can just talk crazy about black women, on the gym internet and just think they can get away with it. Now motherfuckers think, is it really worth getting cussed the fuck out on Jim Landia's channel? Like, is it really worth being addressed by Jim Landia? Like, people really sit here and think before they say some shit now. So we made a huge impact, in particular in protecting the image of black women in this damn sport who don't get the respect they deserve. So thank you guys so much for, building this space with me. And we're gonna do a lot of great things on this channel this year. And thank you guys so much again. This video was suggested by one of my subscribers in Poland who's been subscribing to me for a hot minute, like he's been supporting me for a while. And he recommended this video to me. I was like, you know what? That sounds like actually might be a good idea. I'm gonna look into that. So I decided to come out with this video. So anyway, I'm going to dive straight into this. So the first thing I'm going to start with is in 2014, I feel like Ashton Locklear was robbed by Daria Spiridonova. They had practically the same D score, and Daria still beat Ashton Locklear. And I do want to say Ashton Locklear definitely has some missed handstands. Like she has some specific errors, but we know Ashton Locklear has some of the best form on an even bars of any gymnast that we've ever seen. And to see Daria Spiridonova clear her, bruh, was like, no, like I just can't go for that. Like Daria don't got away don't got away with murder a couple times. And we know this. Like Daria don't listen, Daria do clear on bars. Like, I ain't no hater. She got good, you know what I'm saying? Like she do be going off on bars, but she don't been scored a little lenient a minute on bars. And I don't know, maybe it's just it's the Van Leeuwen for me. I don't know, but Daria, I don't think Daria deserved to be Ashton Locklear. I think Ashton Locklear, they should have at least tied, or Ashton Locklear should have beat her. So the next robbery was in 2017 at the World Championships, where I think Jade Carey got robbed by Maria Paseka. This is also very popular. I do want to say that I don't think people on the gym internet really give Maria Paseka the respect that she deserves for her Amanar. Maria Paseka, she ate the fuck down on her Amanar. She very much did. She cleared Jade on her Amanar. I'll give her that because Jade took a lot of steps on her Amanar. And I think Jade has a little bit better form than Maria Paseka on her Amanar. Like Maria Paseka, she has that 3-10 leg separation coming on the table and some bent knees. But besides that, she don't really have that many other deductions. So, she cleared on her Amanar, but it was the Chang. The Chang wasn't Changing. Like, no fucking ma'am. Like, how the hell you like Spider-Man come on the table, you barely getting no height, no distance, hella piking with a low ass landing, your form crazy in the air, and no. And I know Jade had less difficulty on her soup double, but you can't tell me she ate Jade up on this ball. Like, no. Jade really did get robbed. She really got robbed of the gold medal in 2017 on ball. But to be fair, I feel like Jade robbed Ellie Downey in 2019. And it's the first time I feel like the robot judge gave very much Ku Klux Klan. Like he gave very much a neo-Nazi because I don't think it's the robot judge, like, you know what I'm saying, but like the robot judge sees all the errors that black gymnasts do. And it's something that you just really saw like in 2019. Because Jade was fucking around getting like a 9166 execution on her Amanar. I'm sorry, on her chain. And listen, Jade has a good chain. We know this. But how the hell Jade getting a 9166 on her chain and Simone getting a 93? So you mean to tell me they changed only like 1/10 apart? Jade outscored Simone in qualifications on her vaults, which was a fucking no. I know Simone went out of bounds, but Simone Biles is a better vaulter than Jade. Jade is still one of the greatest vaulters ever, but Jade is not a better vaulter than Simone. And Ellie had a better chain than Jade. It's specifically at that meet. I understand. I don't think they were dramatically off, but I think Ellie should have outscored Jade on her chain. Period. And I do want to say I understand how they scored the same on their second vault because Jade had an Aminar, Ellie Downey had a double twisted Yurchenko. Yes, Ellie's double twisted Yurchenko is really good, but Jade has a really good Aminar. Aminars have less building deductions than Jade. I mean, than Chang's. And even though, you know, Jade went out of bounds and she took a big step, she still got like a 14.6. I mean, she lost 1.2 off, which is about right, right? 3/10 for going out of bounds, 3/10 for the step, a tenth for balance, and the deductions in the air. So that makes about sense. And double sister Yurchenko, yeah, they getting the same score. But the chain, she should not have outscored her on her chain. And that's that. Another robbery that took place was in 2012, where, in my opinion, I feel like Ali Raisman robbed Jordan Weaver. She did. And listen, I still think Jordan Weaver is overrated. She was number one on my list for a fucking reason. I'm not taking back what the fuck I said. Jordan Weaver is still one of the greatest, most overrated gymnasts of our generation. I think that Jordan Weaver is still a good gymnast, period, right? But she was very much overrated. And I think the judges wanted to humble Jordan Weaver. One of my friends, Michaela Love Gymnastics, she said this. She said they started humbling her, like they wanted to bring her back down to earth. Like you not all that in a bag of chips like you think your ass is. And in that what's that civil rights song we be singing as black people? It's been a long time coming. Like it's been a long time coming for Jordan Weaver. So do I feel bad for Jordan Weaver? No. But mathematically she got robbed by Ali Raisman. How the fuck Ali Raisman got like the same score as Jordan Weaver on Vol? No, like, and I understand how Jordan and Gabby were getting the same score because Gabby does have better form than Jordan Weaver, but she gets less height and distance. So that makes sense, right? But how the fuck is Allie getting the same score as Jordan and Gabby? Because Jordan also gets good height and good distance, but she don't have them fat ass bent knees in the air. Like, no. Jordan Weaver should have outscored Allie by a couple tenths on she should have. And I think that's fair. Like she definitely should have outscored Allie by like a 2/10 or so, right? 2 or 3 tenths. Oh, and that would have made a difference. I do think they would score fairly on bars. Moving on to Beam. Allie Raisin was really overscored on Beam in qualifications. How the fuck she get this credited? They said the parent credited this connection to Allie, but Jordan Weaver didn't get her shit credited. And listen, I understand how Jordan Weaver's connection did not get credited, but if you go to the parent let Allie Raisin slide, Victoria Komova slide, Aaliyah Musafina, all these other hoes, no. And I also think she robbed Kyla Ross. How the fuck did Allie Raisin outscore Kyla Ross on Beam? How did she outscore Jordan Weaver on Beam? Jordan Weaver, she definitely has some errors on her beams, but so the fuck did Allie. She should like. There's no way Allie should have got the score she got on Beam. Like Allie Raisman did get. She very much robbed Jordan Weaver, but y'all had smoke for Gabby. That was the problem. Y'all had smoke for a black woman's for taking Jordan Weaver's spot when the real hoe was Allie. Allie was the one that got fucking overscored. Allie had no place being in that final. She got overscored just to not even do shit for real when she made it to the all around. Like just to get cleared by a broken Mustafina without her fucking Aminar that fell off beam. Like bruh. Moving on. Listen, when I say robbed, you can be robbed and not win shit either. I just feel like robbing in terms of how the fuck your ass was scored. Kamova was very much gifted, Rob very much was a robber. Y'all want to sit up here and create this narrative that Kamova got robbed when the whole time the bitch was motherfucking Black Santa from Friday. The bitch was the robbery her damn self. Okay. Because how the fuck did Victoria Kamova have worse form than Gabby and Jordan Weaver? Literally step out of bounds and still get a 15.8 on her Amanar. Like Komova and Ali Raisin were getting away with so much murder at the 2012 Olympics. And people want to create this narrative that both them hoes got robbed. Oh, Ali should have got bronze. Komova should have won gold. No, the fuck them hoes shouldn't have. And let me say something about Komova. How the fuck did Komova step out of bounds with both feet, take 3 steps, have worse form than Gabby in the air, and still score 15.4 on her Amateur, only 5 tenths worse than Gabby? Her stepping out of bounds with both feet alone, plus a 3/10 penalty, is 6 tenths within itself. So just alone, she should have been 6 tenths worse than Gabby. Not even talking about all the fucking form errors. How the fuck that work? Like how? How the fuck did Komova hit the bars in event finals? have a 3/10 step on her double double off the bars, and have some badass handstands and still score 15-6. But Charles Hose was complaining about Gabby getting a 15-7 on her bars. So like I said, y'all want to be Stevie Wonder when it comes to some of these white women's because you know damn well Conva was very much overscored in London. And she got her karma. She very much got her karma in 2015. Like I said, what did Daenerys Targaryen say? I'm gonna put on this clip right here.
All these people are your subjects now. Sometimes it is better to answer injustice with mercy.
I will answer injustice with justice.
They answer injustice with justice in this motherfucker, okay? Because she very much was getting away with murder, and that don't sit right with me. And I said what I said. Another thing, another robbery, in my opinion, was I think Pavlova got robbed by Chung Fei on Beam for the bronze medal in 2008 in Beijing. This is the furthest back I'm gonna go. And let me say something. Y'all be making shit up when it come to Pavlova. Like, I think Pavlova just was getting her ass cleared a lot. I don't think she deserved most of the shit y'all was talking about. But Pavlova definitely deserved this W over Chung Fei. And they were doing a lot of fishy shit at this specific Olympic Games. And when I'm sitting here watching, I'm like, both these hoes were a little bit overscored, period. But still, like, Sean Faye should not have beaten her. She had some big ass errors. And I do want to say that Pavlova has some minor errors as well. That layout on Beam should not have been credited. I know they was a little lenient back then, but no. I'm gonna call a thing, but I think Pavlova should have definitely outscored Chung Fei. I feel like Pavlova very much got robbed in this event final. The second biggest one, in my opinion, was Jessica. I feel like Jessica Gadrova robbed Jordan Childs on floor in 2022. And I do want to say Jessica cleared Jordan Childs when it came to artistry. I can be real. She cleared Jordan Childs when it came to artistry. But what them tumbling passes look like? Shorty had a huge step on her first tumbling pass. Horrible form in the air. So I'm just like, horrible form on her double double. Not the best letting on her Chusavitna. And, you know, worse form on her Chusavitna than Jordan Charles as well, right? And she still fucking got a higher E score than everyone else in the final, despite all these major ass mistakes. And they sat up here and gave Jordan Childs 5/10 in artistry deductions. No. And them hoes sat up here and gave my girl Rebecca 3/10 in artistry deductions as well. Like, the racism was racism, man. Like, how the fuck Jade only got 1/10 more in artistry deductions than Jordan Childs? And you mean to tell me that Rebecca got 3/10 off in artistry reductions as well, like the same as Naomi Visser? So, like, just wow. And listen, Jordan Childs, she did have some artistry issues, but 5/10 is a reach. Like, they really robbed Jessica. Like, I mean, they really robbed Jordan Childs' ass. And this ain't the first time Jessica really was getting away with fucking murder. Because how the fuck Jessica get like the highest score, a highest E score on Beam in 2023? How the fuck did Jessica, as well as Alex Kinsella, get them damn scores in the all around final? No. How the fuck did Jessica literally get a higher E score than Simone Shiley's and Rebecca on floor in qualifications despite having a huge ass error on her Chusavina? Like I said, a great white hope. They was hoping for her. And, you know, Shorty went down. And I hate that for her, but listen, she was getting away with fucking murder. And nobody really want to talk about it, but Jessica very much was getting away with so much shit and very much robbed Jordan Childs and did. And the greatest robbery of all time, in my opinion, and I'm gonna stand on this, and this ain't even unpopular, was Allie Raisman robbing Gabby Douglas in 2016 in Rio at the Olympics. And, you know, at first, a lot of black people had been saying this shit for a long time. And I didn't believe it until I went back and watched. And I was just like, no, like, you cannot fucking tell me that Allie should have beat Gabby in qualifications. And they felt bad for Allie because Allie had been getting her ass whooped for, what is it, 3 world championships and Olympic Games, right? Like, Allie had been fucking up and she ain't won no medal. Right. Like, she fucked around in 2010. She felt hella time. 2011, She fucked around 2012. She got her ass whipped by Broken Musafina, which I talked about earlier. 2015, Gabby cleared her in qualifications. So it's like she had been getting like this is her last chance. And it really shows you the shit people be pulling to stop black women from winning. They don't want to see a whole bunch of black women thriving. They don't. And I know y'all been saying that for a minute. They didn't want to see that. And we kind of live in a world where it's like, oh, only one black woman can be at the top at the time. Like it can't be two, it can't be three. Y'all always want to put black women up against each other. And we saw that very much with Gabby and Simone. And I don't think they wanted to see the same shit we saw in 2015 with two black women on the podium, especially with Rebecca Andrade also being a top contender in 2016. You mean to tell me, listen, I ain't gonna sit up here and root for no North Korean hoe over no American, you know that. But like, I'm gonna let y'all allude to this. But her and that North Korean girl got the same score on her vault. The North Korean girl stuck her vault and got better form in the air than her. But you mean to tell me they got the same score on vault? Like I'm not saying that she robbed her, but I'm gonna put on these clips and I'm gonna let y'all tell me if you think these vaults should have scored the same. You mean to tell me that Allie Raisman got a 14.7 on bars? Listen, that was Allie Raisman's best bar routine of her life. I understand a 14.5, but a 14.7, only 2/10 behind Simone, and she's only 2/10 behind Simone on her Aminar. No. How the fuck did Allie Raisman have all these badass leaps, almost grab the beam, and still get the same score as Gabby? And y'all had the nerve to be talking about Gabby's angry. She's so upset. She's not in a good mood. How would you feel if you sat up here and saw a white hoe get up here, fuck around on beam with horrible form and get the same score as you? How would you feel? I saw someone bring up that comment. And I will be real. I do think that Gabby had some errors on beam as well. Duh. Like Gabby, she almost hit the beam. She was very close on her dismount. She also was very slow on some of her connections. But look at her leaps and shit like that compared to fucking Allie. Come the fuck on now. Y'all know Gabby's ring leap is was bad as well. But for the most part, Gabby should have very much cooked her. And that's why part of me side eye Allie. You gotta watch out for these white feminist Beckys. They want to sit up here and be posting all, we pro this, pro that, Black Lives Matter this, Black Lives Matter that, because they not for black people. She know damn well she robbed Gabby. She do. And that all around placement she got in 2016 was a gift. And that's exactly how I feel. And now what? Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into the biggest robberies in gymnastics, in my opinion. Comment down below a robbery that you think that could have been brought up. You know how I am. I ain't gonna sit up here and say that an American robbed no Chinese hoe or no, you know what I'm saying, or no Russian hoe type shit. I will be real. If a Russian or Chinese person won fair and square, I would give it to them. I think Mustafina beat Koshin. I know that was somewhat controversial in 2016. I also think that Hickerson rightfully beat Nastia. So, I'll be real, but I ain't gonna sit up here and say that a Russian hoe was robbed or a Chinese hoe or North Korean hoe by an American. Okay, so, I'll say they robbed against the Chinese and North Korean like you saw me do with Pavlova and Chong Fei. But as a loyal member of the US government, that shit ain't gonna ever come out of my motherfucking mouth, okay? But I plan on going back in time and doing, the greatest robberies back in the day. Like, I'm gonna do some old school videos in the future as well. I know some of y'all like old school, like, oh, bring up shit from the 90s. I don't want to do all that. So, add your recommendations. Also, please go back and watch the video of me rescoring Kayla DeCello and her all around routines from Winter Cup. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. Thank you guys for growing me to 1,000 subscribers. We did it in this motherfucker. Okay, we did it, Joe. Anyway, have a nice day, you guys. Goodbye.